Hey guys, how are you? Welcome to Fashion Boss Innovations Academy. My name is Faith Abraham. How are you doing once again? I am fine if you ask. Okay, so in today's class, I'm going to be showing us how to draft a female pants trouser. Okay, very simple, very basic, but top notch. Okay, you can use it to replicate any other form of trouser, be it palazzo and you know what a view. But before we continue, I'd like to appreciate our returning subscriber. We'll say a very big thank you to you. Without you, there is no Fashion Buzz. Thank you for always stopping by. Thank you for always coming back to watch our tutorial videos. And if this is your first time of stopping by this channel, I want to say a very big thank you to you. Thank you for stopping by. I want to assure you that you are actually on the right channel. Okay, please consider subscribing. Do not go away without subscribing. Just tap on the subscription button and then tap on the bell. The bell enables you to get notification each and every time we drop new videos. On this channel we upload sewing tutorials and tutorials on headwear such as how to make fascinators from the scratch, how to make parts from the scratch, how to make auto gilly, how to make turbans, how to make beads, how to make crafts, things like roses and whatever you. Okay, you have a lot to learn from this channel. Please do not go away without subscribing. All right, so let us go into the cutting table while we take us on how to draft a female pants trouser. Love you. All right, so the measurements we are going to be needing for this female pants trouser drafting are your length. Your length is from your waist down to your ankle, if that is where you want the trouser to get to. How be it from your waist down to any part of your leg where you actually want your trouser to get to. But for this tutorial, we'll be doing from waist area to the ankle area. That is our length size. Okay, you need your crotch. Okay, your crotch, other people call it flap. Okay, you need your lap measurements. You need your nail measurements. Okay, so you can do from your waist to your nail. That is the length. And then the circumference of your nail, round your nail. So from your waist to your nail and then round your nail, which is the circumference. You need your hips measurements and then you need your waist measurements. The length measurements I've explained. The crotch area, which is also the flap, is in between your legs. Now there are two ways of there are two ways you can get to know the measurement of your flap. One of the way is for you to divide your hips by 4, and the other way is for you or your client to sit on a flat surface, and then you take the measurement from our waist area down to the flat surface your client is seated on. That is how to get your crotch measurement or your flap measurement. And then your lap is you put your tape around about your lap close to your butt area, up close to your butt, put the tape around about it to get your lap measurements. Okay, so these are the measurements we need. In the course of the drafting, we are going to impute the numbers, okay, or the sizes. All right, so this is our starting line. This line here is our starting line. Okay, so the next thing we are going to impute now is our crotch line. Okay, so the crotch line for this project is 10 inches. Okay, but because we are going to take our band into consideration, the trouser is going to have a band of about 1.5 inch. Okay, so we are going to deduct 1.5 inch. It means that all our measurements is going to start from 1.5 inch. We'll put out 1.5 inch like you can see me do right now. So it means that if we deducted 1.5 inch from 10 inches, we are going to be left with 8.5. Now I'm going to add a 0.5 inch to it to make it 9. 0.5 inch for joining allowance. That is the inch that we use to join the band to the trouser. So we are going to consider it right away. So we are going to make it 9 inches. That's for crotch area. Then for the next thing now is to measure our nail area. But before we measure our nail area, let us get our full length. The full length for this project is 38 inches. Okay, 38 inches. So measure our full length. That's 8 inches, and then we'll add 2 inches to it for folding. That's 40. Okay, so I'm going to show us how to get our nail measurements. Peradventure you did not remember to take the nail measurements of your clients. So to get our nail measurements, you place your tape rule from your crotch area. Place your tape rule on your crotch area, and then you bring it down to your ankle area. What we have is 29, and you divide this 29 by 2. It's going to give you 14.5. If you give it 14.5, you will come up by 2. That's 12.5. So that is our nail area. Okay, that is our nail length. Okay, and then we square up the line. So we are going to start imputing our circumferences. We are done with getting our length area. So we come to our crotch area. Okay, we first of all measure out either 0.75, 0.5, or 1 inch. Okay, so I'm going to measure out 0.75 here now. Okay, this is for the side joining. It is very important. Then from this 0.5 that we just measured, I'm going to impute my hip measurements. So we're going to impute our hip measurements. Our hip measurement is 38. So if you divide 38 by 4, you're going to have 9.5. Okay, this is our 9.5. 9.5. You're going to come up here to measure. You bring this 9.5 up here as well. Okay, so if you want to add darts to your trouser, front darts, we are not adding front darts to this trouser, we are adding darts at the back. But if peradventure you want to add front darts to your trouser, please include the 1 inch at this point. Okay, but I'm not adding darts to the front panel of this trouser. So we are going to bring the 9.5 inch here. And then we connect it. We are also going to come in by 0.5. The reason why we are coming in by 0.5 is to eliminate. So we are going to eliminate the bulge around, this front area. Okay, and then we'll connect it. So from this point now, we are going to take waist measurement this way. The waist measurement we are using is 34. So if we divide 34 by 4, you are going to have 8.5. Okay. This is it here, and then you connect it. So after connecting, we are going to impute our lap measurements on this crotch area. So the lap measurements we are using is 24. So you are dividing your lap measurements by 2. Do not forget. So from this part where we deducted this 0.5, you place your tape rule there and you measure 12. This is the 12. Okay, and then you use your armhole to connect. You're connecting it to this line very closely so that you can eliminate every form of bulge and excesses around this area. Okay, so right now we are going to impute our nail measurement. So how do we get a nail measure? Because it is a straight and a pencil female pants trouser. You come here and measure from your flap area to the same area. What we have is 12. Okay, what we have is 12. So we are going to divide that 12 by 2. We divide that 12 by 2, is going to the 6. So we impute 6 here. We come here and impute 6. So this is called a gray area. Impute 6. And then we square up our lines. We can also extend the line here 6 if we want to. If you do not, you don't have to. Okay, if you want to find, for the purpose of if you are imputing a dart on the front panel, but if you are not, there is no point extending the line to the side. What we want is just to get a nail area accurately. So the measurement we are using for the nail is 16. So we are going to share 16 by 2. Do not forget, some parts of this pants areas you divide by 2, like your crotch area, your lap, your nail, your ankle, those parts you divide them by 2. Hope you understand. It is your hips and your waist area that you divide by 4, but your lap, your nail, and your ankles you divide by 2. So our nail is 16 inches. We divide 16 inches by 2. It's going to be 8. So that 8 now, we also have to share it here to give us 8. We'll mark and we'll mark. So come down to our ankle. Our ankle is 10. We divide by 2. It's going to be 5. So that 5 now we also have to divide it by 2 here. So we have 2.5 here, here, and then we do the same here. Okay, we get our pants and then we connect. Here, this area is not realistic, so we have to make it very realistic. Okay, so basically these are to draft a female pants trouser. It's not difficult at all. Just follow the step, the process. If there is any part you did not understand, ask your question. Drop your question on the comment section below. I will answer you straight up. So this is the crotch area. We'll connect it down here. get a straight ruler. Alright, so we are done with the front panel drafting. We are going to cut it off now and use it to draft the back panel. Alright, so this is our front panel. We use it to trace out our back panel. I've placed it on a different pattern paper. I've extended my nail line, my ankle line also, and then I came to the waist area and I extended it. Okay, so at this point here right now, this waistline where we extended, we are going to measure from this point where your first front panel ended. You're going to measure out 1 inch. This 1 inch is for the dots at the back. Okay, when you measure out the 1 inch, this is a hip and crotch line. We are going to connect this 1 inch, okay, to our hip line. This way. So this 1 inch is for the back dots, do not forget. And then we are going to extend this waistline by 1.5 inches. You know, that is to create room where the butt is going to sit on properly at the back area. Okay, so we are going to extend it by 1.5 that way, and then we connect. We bring it up. We are also going to do the same here. $1.5. We are also going to do the same here. 1.5. Okay, the same 1.5 here, and then we connect it up. So we are going to extend our crotch area for the back panel. Okay, so let me extend this line like this. So how do you know the amount of crotch extension you need for your back panel? How do you know the amount of extension you need for your back panel? I'm going to show that to you now. How to know the amount of extension you need for your back panel. So you come here and you measure your hip area. The hip area from here, this seam allowance to where your hip is 9.5. Okay, so 9.5 divided, so you're going to have 4.75. So you mark out your 4.75. So you extend, you come to where you have your 4.75 and mark your entire quarter, your entire 9.5, which is the quarter of your hip measurement. Okay, this is 9.5. That's how to know the extension of your hip circumference. I mean the extension of your crotch, rather, pardon me. Okay, so that is how much extension you require for your back pants trouser panel. So remember, when we are drafting the front panel, we did not include any form of seam or sewing allowance. We are bringing all the sewing allowance to the back area. This is to enable your trouser sit properly. The seam side, the side seam, you know, is going to sit properly by the side and not shifting, you know, in between your legs. That is why we bring all the measurements to the back. So when you come to your nail area and you will measure out 2 inches for the allowance. Now this 2 inches is simple. Okay, you need half inch to join this panel, you need half inch to join this part of the trouser. Simple. That is why we are using 2 inches. If you want more than 2 inches, you can also add to it. If you think half inch will not be okay for you, you can, use the measurements that you think is okay for you, the amount of allowances that you think is okay for you. But this 2 inches really works well for me. Okay, so I come to the ankle area also. I mark out my 2 inch, or my 2 inches rather. That is it basically. Then here, okay, we are going to work out the crotch area around here. So like you already know, we have 1.5 here already. So I'm going to be dropping the number. So I'm going to be dropping it to either 1 inch or 1.25. This is to also eliminate every form of excess fabric around this crotch area. This crotch area is where the beauty of a pants trouser actually lies. If you have so much ruffles and excess fabric around this crotch area, your trouser is really going to look funny. So we try as much as we can to eliminate every form of excess we have around here. So I'm just going to come, I'll do 1.25, then I'll do 1 point, and then reduce it like that, and then connect my curve. Okay, like this. Continue with the line, then I'll bring my arm up. You see, how perfectly it's sitting. Okay, this eliminates all the excess you have around here, and then we'll come here and slant this part. Okay, from the beginning here, we'll slant it to this part. And we are done with our back panel, almost done. Okay, let's connect our lines. So from here right now, we connect down here. So if you have watched this video up to this moment and you've not subscribed, please kindly do. Okay, I'm going to show you how you can use this pattern to draft your palazzo trouser and then sew it. Okay, kindly subscribe, kindly like this video, share it, give it a thumbs up. Right, the next video is going to be how you can use this pants trouser to get a perfect palazzo trouser. So watch out. So we are done with pants trouser drafting. Okay,